Welcome to Oduction-Vlog-Ductions. This is day 22 of the October Horror Movie Challenge. Let me check the date there. Yes, day 22 of the October Horror Movie Challenge. And today's film is from the 1930s. It is Frankenstein. I absolutely love the Universal monster movies. I love black and white horror movies in general, black and white films in general. Just something about the starkness of them. I just love the horror films especially just have a great vibe, and you don't get any better than Universal. I'd probably say Frankenstein's probably my favorite Universal monster movie. Toss between that and Dracula, Bride of Frankenstein, probably the top three. I rewatched every single one about a year ago, and I have a couple I'm thinking about doing for this October, but Frankenstein is tremendous. Grew up watching these. I don't think I watched every single one of them until I was probably in my teens or so, when like Universal's DVD that came inside like the book came out, which I also do have. That was one of the greatest looking DVD cases I've seen. Like, they also did it for like Psycho, Dracula, The Wolfman, a couple others that were based on books. I do have all the Universal Legacy collections for every film on each one. I also have it on VHS. The sequels are great. I got a chance to see Bride of Frankenstein in theaters. I do really enjoy other takes on it. Robert De Niro Frankenstein was also great. The Monster Squad, very similar incarnations in animation. Frankenstein's monster is just pure iconic. Sorry, I looked at my computer froze for a second, but it did not. So if you're watching that and it glitched out, sorry. But to me, like, Frankenstein, Universal monsters are a staple of Halloween. They used to play them on commercials back in the day, or featured the characters on commercials back in the day. They would always be on Turner Classic Movies, AMC. So it's like they set the perfect tone. They're short. They're to the point. They are iconic through and through. Everything about this film is tremendous, from the storytelling to the characters. You see duality of man, where in this film here, the real horror, the real villains, granted, Dr. Frankenstein, sure, but like the real villains wind up becoming the human race. Frankenstein's monster is the one character who I don't really think of as a villain in any of these. They tried making him one, later on, but through and through, he's the baby face. He's like a tortured hero in all of these films. Doesn't necessarily know right from wrong, but in a robotic way has a good heart. Especially for back in the 1930s, 1931. It's a lot to say for it back then. It'll be pretty interesting, like 10 years from now, when the 100th anniversary comes out, if there's anything major happening, which I really hope there is, because this film definitely deserves it. I do want to get like the Universal Blu-ray box set of all the Universal monsters eventually. But if next year, if Universal does like 100th anniversary screenings, Q&As, I think with like Robert Osborne or somebody, I'd be all for it. I do have another Universal Monster movie coming up, so I will get more into Universal Monsters probably tomorrow when we get into the 1940s.